now streaming on Disney+. He was the galaxy's most feared and badass bounty hunter. That is, until he was bought by Disney. Now watch as he struggles with PTSD flashbacks and teaches a tribe of primitive natives to dance with sticks.
You push your left foot in, you push your left foot out, you push your left foot in and you shake it all out. You do the hokey tokey and you turn yourself around.
Hokey?
That's what it's all about.
All because Kathleen Kennedy couldn't have two characters that were exactly the same. Especially after they repurposed the Boba Fett movie into The Mandalorian. Tamura Morrison returns to the role that he probably shouldn't have in Dances with Feet. Only on Disney+. I mean, I hope they're paying him well enough to put up with this kind of humiliation.
Like a bantha. Yes? Maybe not.
What happens when you combine a race-swapped Buffy the Vampire Slayer with low-rent lesbian Twilight fanfiction? You get a Netflix series that's canceled after one season. First Kill. Meet Juliet, a high school-age vampire who for some reason can still see herself in mirrors, walk around in daylight, and is still in high school, who falls in love with a slayer named Calliope.
You're Calliope? Oh, Cal's good.
Sure, why not? They then share a forbidden romance, just like those two. Well, maybe those two. Watch them take on other vampires, werewolves that look like bad CGI from 1995, and make out in the unsexiest way possible. You know, all you're doing is combining The Hunger, Twilight, and Buffy, and it's been done better. I mean, sheesh, you people. If you can't make lesbian vampires work on Netflix, then seriously, something is wrong here. Starring, whoever these people are. I really don't care anymore. But the mom was on Lost and a bunch of stuff you'll probably recognize. Don't miss When Animals Attack on Netflix. Now all we do is sit back and wait for the Axel Braun version, which will be 10 times better, believe me.
Unknown caller. Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. You like solving yourself a mystery?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
This here Black Shaggy. You made the one black guy a drug dealer and a stoner. You gonna die, bitch.
Jinkies.
Norval? What are you doing here?
Black Shaggy need a minute to prepare for this. I got to know what I'm getting into. So do you like the back door or not? Black Shaggy don't want to read this in the newspaper, you dig? Inquiring minds want to know.
We have a student newspaper?
Bitch is dumb.
Hey! Who just threw a rock through my window?
Geo from the Crystal Mines. You should know that because your dumb bitch ass was born there.
The Crystal Mines? That old tourist attraction that's now a seagull toilet full of condoms?
Bitch is crass. That's right.
Please evaluate the show on its merits.
You are a meathead.
Please give it a chance. And so...
A meathead, dead from the neck up. Meathead.
It's the Muppet Show with a very special guest star, Mr. Jack Black, Lizzo, Tim Meadows, Jen Cobb. Really? Who the is Jen Cober? Okay. Christopher Lloyd, and Amy Sedaris. Yay! And don't miss a special appearance next week by Jay and Silent Bob. Because why the not at this point?
How is my mom's disappearance related to your grandma?
Your mom's left because she hated your fat dumbass, bitch. These dumbass writers gotta make everybody connected to everybody else. Don't know nothing about characterization, know how. That's right.
Your mom's a high school principal married to a guidance counselor.
At least my parents are still married, bitch. Your pops is married to some dumbass waitress almost as dumb as you.
Ah! What the hell? Wait, I found a bag of salad.
What the fuck you doing? Good, something funny actually happened in this goddamn episode. About time, bitch.
We could take Daphne's mom's cop car to Spooner's to get food there. Unfortunately, I don't drive.
Your fat dumbass just wants an excuse to eat out the damn garbage again. You sick girl, you need some help. It ain't the kind of help that Black Shaggy can give you. That's right.
Oh, yuck. Ugh.
Hey, we all know your fat dumbass eat out the garbage. I'm just the one saying it.
Me?
That's right.
Norville, guess what Daphne gave me?
Black Shaggy, no, your fat, dumb, bitch-ass star without him.
We kissed, but it's not a big deal.
Your fat, dumb, bitch-ass was supposed to wait until Black Shaggy got there. Black Shaggy was going to be the meat in that sandwich.
Guess what? The last place your cell phone pinged was Fred's house.
That motherfucker got a tiny dick. Black Shaggy, no. Black Shaggy watches the news.
In this day and age, you can't speculate about someone's sexuality.
When did this become about Tiny Dick Fred? Black Shaggy gonna call him TD from now on. TD, Tiny Dick. Not touchdown, Tiny Dick. That's right. Black Shaggy still got the equipment you need. We both know this is the only way your fat, dumb bitch ass is gonna get some. When you ready, you come see Black Shaggy. That's right. Dumb bitch.
Feeling run down? Don't have the energy you used to? You want to put the zest back into your step? Then you need Super Mario Lizard Vitality. It's got everything you need to get your groove back. 100% guaranteed effective. Just look at what it's done for me. And enter the code UNIVERSALIST at checkout to get a free subspace shipping on your order. So don't delay. Get your 30-day supply for only $29.99 quatloos. Don't be a tool of the Galactic World Order. Get yours now. Ah!
Finally, a chicken I could put my blessing behind. Say yes to Pope Yes Chicken, the official chicken of Pope Abaiga. The only chicken you'll need for your salvation. Even that Shlomo guy likes it.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Say yes to Pope Yes. It's heavenly.
Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air. Until it's time to throw down! Sam and Miguel share a tender moment. But look who's crashing the party! Watch as young couples share a romantic dance. And fight! And dance fight! Be sure to watch an extra special episode of Kung Fu High Prom Night!
House in the morning, NBC. House in the morning, NBC. We got my Bremen Sports, we got Super Sale. House in the morning, how would afternoon? In Berserk with Travis Copeland. WNBC. WNBC. House in the morning, WNBC. Rob Bartlett here, WNBC. House in the morning. We're visiting Tyrone McCartney, Black Beetle. House in the morning. NBC, WNBC. Mama's in the morning, WNBC. 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 I'm in the morning. So people ask me, why at I'm in the morning, WNBC? People always ask me, what do I model shows? Like, I'm modeling my show after Don Imus and after Howard and WNBC. I'm in the morning. This is what I like to base my where is it? Did it get taken off? Let me see. Here it is. Oh, back when I was much younger, we used to show this. They show this commercial on TV all the time in my area. It's only 30 seconds long, but I just want to share this with you. If I could present this is the pitfalls of doing a live show, self-produced. So,
because of certain indiscreet remarks by Don Imus and Howard Stern, WNBC Radio apologizes to the following.
I just wish there was a better version of this. More.
The National Organization for Women, the New York chapter of Hadassah, Governor Cuomo, the New York Jets, the United States Congress.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want for me. That's the kind of career I want.
Both houses. Nassau Community College, the Gay Men's Choir, Sons of Italy, Rabbi Arthur Selkowitz,
Rob. Oh God! For those, yeah, like I said, this used to be shown in the New York area all the time when I was younger.
My wife.
66 WNBC. If we weren't so bad, we wouldn't be so good.
Queen Elizabeth. Mayor Koch.
Mayor Koch. Yeah, there you go. The New York Jets. We weren't so bad, we wouldn't be so good. Reverend Billy Soul Hoggis. WNBC, how you doing? Obviously, I'm vamping because listen, there's not a whole lot of news here. The writer strike's still going on. It's affecting me, which is why we got headlines from the future. Let's check in first with the cat cam. Everybody, we're going to check in with the cat cam. So let's see what the knuckleheads are doing. We got one knucklehead there. So there we go. If the network isn't apologizing for you, then you aren't going hard enough. That's right. It's still going on. So there's the cat cam on one, and then there is another one. Randy, buddy. And Zabu's around here somewhere. So there's the cat cam. So there's the cat cam. Yeah, they're sleeping. They're living their best life. Living their best kitty life out there here. Hey. What's going on, Chef Nation? Well, actually, they have 3 cats. So hey. Cat cam brought to you by PlayStation 4. For the best in what's now retro game. Listen, I'll get a PS5 at some point, but when there's something I want to play, when's the PlayStation Showcase is when? PlayStation Showcase is when? Actually, yeah, let's talk about that. Actually, since there's not a whole lot of news here, we're going to get into something, the PlayStation Showcase here. In 2 days, announcements we would like to see. No, it's going to be, when's PlayStation Showcase? It is well, people are doing their speculation. My PS5 isn't worth it. Mine's just an obelisk sitting beside me. Hail Mecca, you get from Mr. MH. Mike Bashir playing Star Trek on, watching you, Rob. Okay. I did buy a PS5. I think I never will. Like I said, I wouldn't mind buying a PS5 if there was something I wanted to play. I wasn't going to overpay for one either. That was the other thing. You couldn't get one for ages, right? I mean, you probably still can't get them. So this site, I don't know who these guys are. Reportedly on the showcase on the horizon, here are top 10 game announcements we'd love to see. Bloodborne remaster remake for PS5 PC. Haven Studios AAA light service. Don't know what that is. Quite literally anything from Bungie. So, infamous sequel or a new IP from Sucker Punch. Not Ghost of Tsushima 2. We're probably going to get Ghost of Tsushima. Fumito Ueda's next game. Shadow of the Colossus. Santa Monica Studios' next game, more precisely, came from Cory Barlog. A new Uncharted from a new studio. Naughty Dog's next game. Next Castlevania. Okay, that's a bit pretty disappointing. Rumor showcase to air 23 to air within the next few weeks. 14 PlayStation Showcase predictions most likely to be true. PlayStation 5 Pro, Stellar Blade, don't know what that is. Silent Hill 2 remake, Death Stranding 2. I barely played Death Stranding 1. It's pretty much a walking simulator. A new game for developers of Astro's Playroom, Baldur's Gate 3, Ghost of Tsushima 2, Castlevania, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metal Gear Solid 3 remake or release. Okay, listen, stop with the remakes, please. I don't mind having a version of an older game, just so I could have it and then give it a spin every once in a while. Just for, nostalgia's sake. Or maybe if I didn't finish it. Okay? But stop with this, like these games that remakes or remakes and reissue, like as if this was some sort of great thing. It's not. It's stifling creativity. Marvel's Wolverine. Okay, now that might be cool. Announcement teaser. So. What? What about Insomniac? Wolverine from Insomniac. Hold on. Something's going on with the Galactic Star Cruiser. Okay. That's from the no shit Sherlock file. All right, we'll cover that in a moment here. So. There you go. So that's coming soon. Final Fantasy launch trailer. You know what? Here's one game actually that I keep holding out hope for. Why MSG3? I want the original remake of 2 Metal Gears on Commodore 64, and finally have a fight between Solid Snake and Big Boss with a flamethrower. That doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, how about remaking the original Metal Gear in full 3D? I mean, geez. But there's one game actually that's kind of been forgotten. And I want to see I really want to see coming for this for PS5 rather. Now, if anybody remembers, there was a game back in where the frick is this back scratcher? There was a game released back in 1999. I still pick it up and play it from time to time because it's actually pretty darn good. It was from the old 989 studios. And that game was called Siphon Filter. Now, does anybody else in the chat remember Siphon Filter? Because that seems to be a game a lot of people have forgotten. And I think with the right development team and the right story and the right writers and the right voice acting, I think that we could see like a Siphon Filter blow the lid off of the gaming industry. I could be wrong. But this just seems tailor-made for a PS5 reboot or a new game or whatever you want to freaking call it. Siphon Filter, maybe Ape Escape. Oh, God. Ape Escape was one of those games that was fantastic. Oh, God. Ape Escape. It was just so inventive. It was so unique. And it was just so crazy. It was just so crazy. And it was just so unique. And it was just so crazy. 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 And it was just think I bought it for like $20 and I played the absolute hell out of it. So everybody in the chat, I want you to say what your favorite PS1 era game was. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be Blast Chamber for all I heard. I haven't remade Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis, that was actually, it's Jurassic Park, really, but hey, why the heck not? I mean, there's a lot of games out there you can bring back that are they're in the stable. Okay, that's cool though. Well, now you have emulators. You can go back and play some of those games. We're not supposed to talk about those though. So anyway, I just got floated this piece of news. Oh, something called Starfield. What the heck is that? Starfield is coming. Starfield. Let me see. Starfield game. Starfield from Bethesda. What the heck is this? YouTube official Starfield review. Okay. Oh, Epic. You kind of lost me at Epic role playing. I'm not crazy about role playing games. Actually, this does look kind of badass, though. No, come on, no, please, no first person. I've had enough of. Okay, there's some third person. Okay. Okay, Legacy of Kain. Starfield is a Skyrim. Skyrim. Sword Weaver. Okay, we have news from. What's this? Actually, this comes from Screen Rant. Now, everybody knows that we think the Galactic Star Cruiser is a big waste of time, big waste of money. But this is how big a waste of time. Nobody's going to this thing. But now people are starting to speak up about it. Star Wars canon is hurting Disney, not just in movies and the shows. With the Galactic Star Cruiser performing far lower than expectations, it's been speculated that Star Wars canon had a hand in its lack of success. Oh, you think? Star Wars continues to prove that restrictions on canon can harm the franchise, and not just when it comes from the movies or shows. After a tumultuous first year, it became evident that Disney's Star Wars, the Galactic Star Cruiser experience has not been the success the company had been hoping for. However, the underwhelming features under a hefty price tag might not be the only reason the experience has been less than stellar. The hotel experience at Walt Disney World meant to mimic a luxury cruiser traveling the Star Wars galaxy. The Galactic Star Cruiser sounds like an extremely lucrative idea on paper. However, Disney has recently reported that it will be limiting bookings going forward, only providing 2 voyages per week in response to low attendance after several cancellations and lower than expected occupancy overall. While there are underlying problems, such as the need to improve what's being offered for such a high cost, a 2-night stay for 2 guests will run just over $1,400. It has been speculated that the experience could benefit by branching outside the canonical setting in the Star Wars timeline. Star Wars canon limits potential of Galactic Star Cruiser. Well, we kind of knew this. That was the thing. It was all set to be based on the original trilogy. It was supposed to be based on the original trilogy. And then KK came in and said, "No, you've got to base it on my Star Wars. It's more about the stories we're going to tell than the stories we've already told. That's right. I sound like Katharine Hepburn. How dare you not love my perfect Rey?" As it currently stands, Galactic Star Cruiser is set during the sequels between Star Wars The Last Jedi and Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. This means that guests aboard the Halcyon interact with characters, and encounter narratives only within the events of the most recent trilogy produced by Disney. As such, Chewbacca, Guy Brodinus, we call him Chewbacca. Chewbacca and the First Order stormtroopers patrol the corridors, interacting with guests, with the experience culminating with a battle between the Resistance Jedi Rey and Supreme Leader Kylo Ben. However, it's not hard to think that the Galactic Star Cruiser is limiting itself in storytelling by only focusing on just one particular narrative and the era within the vast Star Wars timeline. Okay, you know what? I'll comment on that in a second. Admittedly, the commitment to keeping the resort canonical as a means to further integrate guests into role-playing experience is admirable. That being said, the challenge comes when the era itself is one of the most controversial and divisive among Star Wars fans. There's no dividing it. We're all united. We think it all sucks. Limiting the overall potential of Disney's unique hotel. As such, it makes the novel idea that an attraction should be canon with a contribution to lore rather odd. The Galactic Star Cruiser and Galaxy's Edge has suffered from sequel trilogy failures. You think. In truth, it makes sense that Disney would want to have its Star Wars attractions set within the continuity of the sequels. Actually, it doesn't, because people hate them. Providing key synergy across their media, park, and resort offerings, from Lucasfilm's galaxies far, far away. Likewise, it also stands to reason that Disney Parks' Star Wars-themed land named Galaxy's Edge is similarly set within the same era because of the Galactic Star Cruiser, creating an opportunity for guests to leave the Halcyon via transport ships, which are windowless trucks, and visit the planet Batuu, while still staying within the same canonical era. However, even Galaxy's Edge has begun to loosen its canon restrictions in recent months. Oh, God. This is a bigger mess than they realized. Had the sequel trilogy established a popular new era within the timeline, Galactic Star Cruiser would have worked better as a form of successful synergy. For example, Raylo Ben isn't as iconic as Darth Vader, who's unable to appear in either canon experience. Even some of the best Easter eggs found in the Galaxy's Edge have ties to previous eras, such as deactivated battle droids from the prequels or discarded helmets belonging to the original trilogy's scout troopers. If the sequels had worked and been better received, the canonical experience Disney refers to as story living would have made more sense than it currently does. Can Star Wars recover from these canon problems? No. In my opinion, no. There are some strong possibilities for Disney to recover with the Galactic Star Cruiser and, by extension, Galaxy's Edge. However, it should be noted that the Star Wars-themed lands in both Disneyland and Walt Disney World have been far more successful due to their lower cost of entry, with more popular attractions to enjoy by comparison to the Galactic Star Cruiser. Regardless of both Disney Star Wars experiences would stand to gain from one of three options. Additionally, perhaps a combination of said shifts in their existing strategies would be beneficial as well. Diversity in eras seems like a logical path for the Galactic Star Cruiser. Having a variety of voyages could cater to different eras, allowing guests to pick their preferred trilogy, and resulting experiences. This would be as damaging to the idea of canonical experience as it sounds. Would not be. Lucasfilms already established the Halcyon was active during prior trilogies in the canon comic book Halcyon Legacy, and with the Beth Revis Sword Throne on. And the Beth Revis is the Princess and the Scoundrel novel, with Princess Leia and Han Solo having enjoyed their honeymoon on board. Likewise, a whole wealth of characters could also be featured, such as Anakin Skywalker, Padme Amidala, Lando Calrissian, Hondo Onaka. Hondo, who? Who? Hondo. That's John Wayne. Hondo. All of these characters already have canonical ties to the Galactic Star Cruiser. And this idea can already be seen to a degree with Galaxy. So they're rewriting the Galactic Star Cruiser for them, too. Already be seen to a degree in Galaxy's Edge's recent loosening of its canon limitations. Now, the Star Wars themed land features the likes of Din Djarin, Grogu, Boba Fett, and Fennec Shan as new character interactions, while their presence on Batuu does not confirm they were living during the sequel trilogy. It's now canon that they all visited the planet at some point during their respective timelines. This would be another avenue to breathe new life into the Galactic Star Cruiser. It would also be beneficial if a new successful Star Wars movie gets produced in the near future that's set during the same sequel trilogy. And that is a horrendous idea. People don't want it. While easier said than done, given the divisive reception to the sequels, a popular film could reinvigorate interest, provided Galactic Star Cruiser can adapt and integrate the new narrative into its existing experience. While the Galactic Star Cruiser's high cost and underwhelming attractions are certainly problematic as separate issues, removing the canon restrictions, and opening up to the entirety of the Star Wars continuity seems like it would make a lot of sense, rather than locking the experience into one moment on the timeline. Okay, but here inherently is the problem. KK wants this era to be successful. And this is what nobody has said yet. There's somebody out there who has a vested interest. There's a lot of dust on this desk here, on this table, rather. There's somebody out there who benefits from this. Hondo, Western novel, Louis L'Amour. See, here's the thing. Remember when I was with the other podcast and we were talking about Star Trek and a certain somebody who was making things just different enough so that they would be distinguishable and so that he could get all his merchandise on store shelves, and he wanted all his merchandise on store shelves instead of stuff in the original series? Remember that guy? I give you a hint who he is. The guy who pretty much ruined this whole series. Not Bob Iger. No, not Bob Iger. The guy who's currently getting paid probably to do absolutely nothing over at DC and Warner Brothers. No, not chin balls. Not chin balls. It's this asshole. Seriously, it's this asshole. The guy who signed like a $500 million deal over at Warner Brothers to develop shit, he hasn't done jack with it. He's the reason why the Millennium Falcon had a square dish, so he can get a piece of that. Any changes that he made, he gets a piece of. The duck-billed troopers. C-3PO's red arm. BB-8 is his creation. The little changes to the TIE fighters, just painting them black. The little changes to the helmets of the The fighter pilot helmets. Yeah, the duck-bill stormtroopers. See, once you see it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. The thing about, see, look, duckbill, quack 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 quack. Why people keep hiring him? Because he makes people money. He does make studios money in the very short term, but everything just flames out. They're duck troopers. Exactly. They're duck troopers, duck-billed stormtroopers. He made that change. Why? So he can get a piece of the merchandising. That and the part of his deal with Star Trek was he wanted a deal where it was going to cover merchandise, TV, comic books, games, and say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, theme parks. Theme parks. Why do you think KK is bending over backwards to make sure that this is all based on the sequel trilogy? Because Jughead most likely gets a piece of it. I shouldn't call him Jughead. That's an insult to the actual Jughead. Yeah, a real Star Trek theme park could have potential. Yeah, it'd be so cool if like there were just actors walking around in like TNG uniforms. But I don't trust this crew to do it. It's not logical for the Empire to change helmet anyways. You know what? Let me tell you something, Rascally Rabbit. This is talk about not changing helmets. This is I'm going to show you something. Show you an image. Actually, yeah, and this is going to make the case for me. Changing not is it does they use the same shit, you know. This is the SH-68 Russian Army helmet, steel pot. Okay, this has been in service since World War II. Many countries around the world still use this. They still use this helmet. For nearly 80 years, this design's been in service. You want to know how far-reaching it is? I own one. I bought one. Surplus. From sportsmansguide.com. It's a heavy bastard, let me tell you. But let me tell you, it offers you, gives you protection. Why change? Why change if you don't have to? I mean, listen, the design works. Volkswagen's been making the same car for 50 years. The Volkswagen Golf. It's changed very little. You don't change something if it still works. Granted, now there might be lighter materials, but you can still use the same kind of same design. Swiss Army changed from a similar design as the Russians to a ballistic helmet style, the U.S.-based 1991 Desert Storm. New one doesn't keep bullets away, as it's heavy. Is as heavy and uncomfortable too. Oh yeah, that's the modern Army helmet. Hold on. Can't remember what the technical name is. The Advanced Combat Helmet. A friend of mine told me that he was big on this kind of stuff. He told me that a lot of countries they look to see what we do, and then they just buy stuff from us. So a lot of countries use this one now. The ACH, the Advanced Combat Helmet. The Empire has been around for 10,000 years, so yeah, top of the line, but sure, but to a point, yeah. Kylo told us why. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. I would have if they had used German World War I helmets with the spike on top. Yeah. Yep, that's something they have now here too. If they lay in the dirt and have to look up, the new helmets give soldiers a slap on the neck. Well, the idea is it's made from composite materials. It's supposed to be lighter. There's a couple different variations on it. I mean, there's a couple. There's actually a new one too. The integrated head protection system. I love some of the names they give. They give these things. I mean, yeah, the integrated head protections. Yeah, here's the new one. Yeah, but a lot of stuff really hasn't changed all that much. Now you have just stuff now you could just put more. They just put more shit on. It's sort of modular. But the idea is, though, if it has a function, it's supposed to have some sort of function. This is the new one, the integrated head protection system. So based in 2000, and had the pleasure of testing the new one. It would take the steel one anytime. U.S. WW2 helmet was based on the German helmet. Well, that one's called the M1. The M1 steel pot. And a lot of countries actually, a lot of countries still use it. Well, you can buy one on Amazon. How do you like that? Amazon for all your military needs. Really? That's it? Oh, it's a helmet steel shell. Oh, okay. Yeah, you get one for $50. Yeah, there you go. The M1 steel pot. Yeah, I'm talking about military headgear. You never know where this conversation is going to go. There you go. That's the old school one that they used right up and through the 1980s. Robb is a religious militia leader, Shlomo Army Vanguard of Pope Bob. As long as the mobile 5G tower doesn't get bombed. Okay. I assumed it has Wi-Fi. Yeah. I'm still using a knife and fork. Don't get me started on the spoon, stupid cow. They keep changing the helmet, but the stoppers still can't see a thing through them. The troopers. That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, listen, like I said, JJ wanted his cut of merchandise. That's the thing. He gets his cut of the merchandise, and by making these little changes. Robert Meyer Burnett was talking about that. Robert Meyer Burnett was, he's a very astute individual. So, like I said, Jughead, once again, and they're not going to change these. They're not going to change these because they're just going to sit back and allow them to fail. Just listen, Disney has more money. Hit by a stray back when it was back in the day. New helmet would have no chance. Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here though. So glad you. We're glad that you're well protected. Yeah, I assume they changed it because it's more profitable for the defense industry. Well, $50 with the steel versus $150 for the new composite materials. I'm not even making that up. Have you seen the Army helmets? Have you seen the Army helmets division of Saddam's army used to wear the Fidane? It's based on Star Wars because Uday Hussein was a fan, very impractical. Oh no, I haven't. Let's see. Iraqi Army helmet. Army helmet based on Star Wars. Let's see what we got. Fanatic swords Fidane. Oh, Saddam's sword. Oh, okay. Helmet Fidane, Imperial War Museum. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, it looks like Darth Vader's helmet. That is incredibly impractical. Yeah, that is incredibly impractical. Holy cow. Look at that thing. Oh, I didn't want to save it. Oh, well, now I downloaded it. Okay. Where did I download it to? Oh, from the freaking thing here. Okay, well, just delete that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that. How about that? Let me bring that up. Share it, everybody. Yeah, you're right. It is incredibly impractical. Yeah, there they are fighting with these things on. Man. Yeah, how about that? Fedayeen. The Fedayeen. History of the Iraqi Fedayeen. The Darth Vader helmet. How about that? All that helmet story reminds me of is Saving Private Ryan when the guy was shot in the head. His helmet protected him, but sounded like a bell. So he'd take it off and then he's dead. Yeah. Impractical, but you can eat a bowl of cereal in it. Oh, you see those old like movies, the guy's shaving with the helmet, they get the helmet full of water. Well, like I said, that's the other thing. Steel is still relatively cheap. Yeah, steel is still relatively cheap. It's like a few bucks a pound. Steel cost per pound. Yeah. Time pays. It's also subject to change market condition. Please call a good price, unique situation. Scrap steel prices are still, I mean, it's 40 cents per pound. Quite literally, 40 cents per pound. 5-pound helmet will run you. 5-pound helmet will run you about a couple bucks. Of course, there's the markup on it, the labor cost. And composite materials are a lot more. So there you go. So okay, so look at this. I spent 45 minutes talking about military headgear. All right, you know what? Let's change gears. I am going to talk about one of my favorite topics, the Muppets. Now, unbeknownst to me, there's a new Muppet TV series called Muppets Mayhem. They're trying to make Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem sort of build a series around them. But they have one problem, and that problem is Lily Singh. Now, look. She's yeah, I understand they're supposed to be shocked. But at the same time, really? Dr. Teeth, the Electric Mayhem, everybody's favorite Muppet classic rock sex that takes center stage, a new 10-part variety comedy featuring Singh as the human lead. Well, there's your first mistake. Muppets Mayhem Review. Does Disney Plus series can't figure out what to do with Lily Singh. What to do? Fire her. She's not funny. The recent passing of Harry Belafonte and the viral proliferation of a clip of the iconic singer-activist crooning Deo in front of a boatload of packed dancing pigs was a reminder of how many stars of a certain generation were at their most relaxed and ebullient as participants on The Muppet Show. Some 44 years later, after Belafonte did The Muppet Show, the powers that be at Disney and the Muppet Studio continue to go out of their way to find avenues for Muppet programming that inexplicably avoids doing just The Muppet Show for a new generation. There's a willingness to fritter this priceless brand away on tangential projects that vanish quickly and forgettably instead of bringing characters and the A-list stars who love them together in one spoof and song-driven space. Disney Plus's new effort at the Muppets mining a third, following Muppets Haunted Mansion and Muppets Now, is the Muppets Mayhem, and a lightly amusing but topically questionable effort to elevate Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem to leading band status. Don't get me wrong, I love Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, both for their general burnout zaniness and the classic rock jukebox musical possibilities they introduce. But even after spending 10 episodes getting to know Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem better, they still feel like manic supporting players elevated to a starring platform for which they're ill-suited. Yeah, somebody said one time, it's like having it's like being a pro quarterback, but you have double-A skills. It's a bit like telling a story of Watergate with E. Howard Hunt and G. Gordon Liddy at the center. And like HBO's White House Plumbers, the Muppets Mayhem offers a reasonable amount of chaotic mirth, but it struggles to find a still point at the center around which to ground the madness. The Muppets Mayhem comes from Adam F. Goldberg, Jeff Yorks, and Bill Beretta, currently the performer behind Dr. Teeth himself. The conceit is that Nora, Lily Singh, is an assistant to a low-level Hollywood record label, desperate to find an act she can nurture and break on her own. Oh, okay. Going through old contracts, she's shocked to discover that Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem had a deal for an album they never delivered. She gets in touch with the band, Beretta's Dr. Teeth, Matt Vogel's Floyd, Peter Lindsay's Janice. Oh, wait, hold on. David Gells's Zoot, David Rudman's Janice, and Eric Jacobson's Animal. Oh, but you don't have a woman playing Janice? You don't have a woman playing Janice? Oh man, that's sexist. Just kidding. Screw you if you think that's sexist. It makes a pitch to help them update their sound for a new generation thanks to industry connections she doesn't have. Can Nora update the Mayhem for 21st century without tearing the band apart, alienating most of the devoted fans, Taj Mowry's Moog, or jeopardizing her relationship with her social media influencer sister, Sarah Chaudhry's Hannah? All before a possibly evil app developer, Anders Holmes JJ, buys and liquidates the record label. Because the Mayhem offers a variety of internal personality, I'm going to have to watch this. From the manic animal to the ultra agreeable Janice, everything between, they aren't wholly one note, so to speak. Within the vast Muppet tapestry, there's value in staking out enough real estate to get a backstory. Okay, yada, 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 yada. Though it's almost completely devoid of random Muppet cameos, the series finds its place generally within the Muppets formula. Each episode features a bunch of real-life musicians and as themselves personalities intended to help the show have meaning across generations. Parents can explain to their kids who Susanna Hoffs and Cheech and Chong are, while kids can explain to their parents who Zed and Sophia Carson are. It's unclear who will necessarily be able to explain the yoga posers joke when Kevin Smith drops by as the director of a Get Back style documentary about the Mayhem. But some of those low-yield punchlines scattered throughout the season were among my favorite parts. Okay, let your hand. Okay, this is actually a longer read than I anticipated. Okay, here we go. The series' biggest flaw is figuring out anything to do with its central human characters. If you don't appreciate Singh's comic background, which I don't, and I do, the background from her YouTube work and her short-lived NBC series, you'll be frustrated how dead-ended it feels to stick her in a strictly straight woman role. 10 episodes, and the Muppets Mayhem almost never gives Singh anything funny to do because she's not funny. She's not funny. I'm going to get to why in a second. And while she has a respectable rapport with the Muppets and a couple of funny beats with Chaudhry, it's an inconsistent and limited conceived character. The writer's struggle developing Nora as a protagonist can be seen in the fact that when it comes to other characters interacting with what should be the lead human figure in the show, it's all variations on the different men being smitten with her. There isn't a trace of spark between Singh and Holm, and either Holm or Mowry. Yeah, because she doesn't go that way. Neither actor has anything to play off of. And the suggestion that Animal is in love with Nora is one of those human Muppet pairings that the brand usually unsure of how to advance. The human spine of the Muppets Mayhem is so unengaging that it becomes increasingly hard for the Muppet storyline to maintain interest. This is what happens when you have 6 characters in a band and 3 of them are between nonverbal and semiverbal, and the others are very clearly conceived as devotees of mind and mood altering substances Disney Plus doesn't want the core of its audiences asking about. Mommy, Daddy, why are they acting so funny? They're high. What's high? Shut up, I'll tell you when you're older. Mayhem can be the focus of a sketch, and they can be valuable supporting components in a storyline built around Kermit and Fozzie or several more grounded Muppets. But if they are ready for a full spotlight, the writers on Muppets Mayhem have let them down here. So crappy writing is once again the culprit. And yes, I know 90% of my readers have read this entire review thinking the same thing. Wait, why isn't Disney Plus making a Watergate miniseries starring the Muppets? Actually, you know what? That's actually a good question. Right there with you. I'm thinking Fozzie as Henry Kissinger, Kermit as John Dean, Gonzo as G. Gordon Liddy, Animal as E. Howard Hunt, Beaker as Deep Throat. Done. The problem here is, listen, they get to something here about, and there's Natalie Portman trying to be sexy and not really pulling it off very well. The problem is right here, Lily Singh. Lily Singh is not an actor. Lily Singh is a YouTube personality. And here's the problem. As Jesse Cox from Cox and Crendor put it, there is a ceiling to being a YouTube personality. And Lily Singh has not only reached it, she's splattered all over it. Lily Singh is not funny. Lily Singh is not interesting. Lily Singh is not engaging. She's not charming. She had her own show. It lasted 3 months. They gave her a late night talk show. 3 months, which is a new record for being kicked off the air. And all we heard about, oh, it's so great. There's a woman of color, a diverse, an LGBTQ plus woman of color in the late night. Yeah, but she's not funny. She's not funny. Why are you doing? She's not funny in the least. Her whole shtick is white people. Am I right? Right about what? What are you talking about? Can you at least pretend to be engaged in the material? And that's one of the biggest problems here. I mean, listen, this probably could work with the right writing, and if you know what? Hang on a second. That's a really good point. How do these people fail upwards? I was listening to Jeff last week, and Jeff actually has the video up on as a upload itself, where Script Doctor was talking about this, and he said that part of the thing is that people do get hired as favors for jobs they might not necessarily be qualified for. And down the road, they pay it back. Like Alex Kurtzman, he got hired on Star Trek to 09 to write it as a favor from his father-in-law, from what I've read. And he was willing to cross the picket line in the 09 strike. And you see now that Alex Kurtzman repays the favor by hiring more writers that aren't qualified. So it's definitely a very, you scratch your back, I scratch your back, and you'll scratch mine. What's the deal with failing upwards? What is up with that? And you can see how, listen, I understand the idea here is everybody supposed to look awkward. But she looks particularly awkward. And I was saying this earlier today, with the right star who is engaging and who can come across as being personable and it can be accessible. Somebody maybe like Rashida Jones, somebody somebody like maybe like Jennifer Aniston could pull this off. So I know Jennifer Aniston's a big star who hasn't really done anything lately. Maybe Kaylee Cuoco can pull this off. But definitely not Lily Singh. Lily Singh is just dead weight. And again, like I said, there's a reason why I do this on YouTube. There's a reason why a lot of people do this on YouTube. A lot of people aren't meant to be on television. Lily Singh's not meant to be on television in any capacity. I getting a job by favors and not being qualified. A French researcher studied this and called it bullshit jobs. Someone who's attractive and done successful comedy could play the part. Lily Singh is neither. Exactly. Hollywood back scratch, yes. Yeah, Jack Black could have been good in it. I think Jack Black could have been good. Jack Black could have been good as a record executive, an A&R man. But they wanted a woman. They wanted a woman of color. They wanted an LGBTQ plus woman, I guess. Again, it's like, white people, am I right? That was her whole shtick. So we're over an hour right now. So Lily Singh, I'm gonna have to watch this. I'll get back to you what I think, but it's not getting good reviews. So let's do some animal news. As I said, we like happy stories. We like happy stories here, animal news. So and we're going to go with this one. The Canadian TV industry is full of complex, full of this, and it's dull and boring. Exactly. Starring Animal. Ha! What do? Eat drums. Eat drums. I thought that was like the funniest joke ever. What do? Eat drums. So we're gonna. Okay. Happy story. Local animal shelter throws kitten baby shower to celebrate adoptions. Bethlehem, PA was very happy Catter Day in Bethlehem. The sanctuary at Hafsville rained kittens by celebrating the tiniest members with their own kitten baby shower. Cat care volunteer Lonnie Weller introduced us to 5-week-old kitten Pokey. So there's Pokey. Aw. My guess is by the end of the day, she'll have a home set up. Lonnie said to Lonnie Weller, cat care volunteer at Sanctuary at Houseville. Breensville and Base Animal Shelter bid farewell to their kittens who were placed in trained foster homes and welcomed a summer of kittens to come. The shelter welcomes any and all cats, including pregnant mom cats, newborn kittens who need bottle feeding, and even older cats who need socializing and a safe space to live. Cat lovers gathered at the Owl Cove Hair Salon in Bethlehem, enjoying refreshments, snacking on food, filling out applications for new adoptable kittens, and of course, having a chance to actually meet them, like Teddy the kitten. I'm a little interested in Teddy, but we'll see if he's ready when I can take him, said Alicia Stillman. Stillman was looking to give her current adult cat a friend. Teddy seemed like the perfect fit. I decided to fill out an application in advance to make sure it was qualified, approved, and had everything in order if there was a kitten who I met, who I connected with, said Stillman. Applications can be filled out at the kitten shower or on the sanctuary's website in advance. There's also a kitten registry posted where people can donate cat supplies. Registry includes KMR kitten formula, Royal Canin mother cat and baby food, Fancy Feast canned food, not grain-free, Chewy gift cards, Amazon gift cards, cash for medical care. Fortunately, it's not meow or never if you missed your chance. To play with the kitten, to play with them and donate at the event. The sanctuary is holding another kitten baby shower on Sunday, May 21st. It's great to support all these animal shelters in the area that do great things for all of these cats, said Stillman. So happy news. Kitties are being adopted, getting their forever homes. And speaking of kitties, let's take a look at the cat cam. Or you can take a look at the cat cam. So. There's one of them. Oh, big yawn. Okay, Rancher buddy, where are you? And he is actually over on the other side. And he is over here. The Rancher buddy. And he's purring very loudly. He's just waiting for me to give him some food. Got to open up a new bag of food for him. The Rancher buddy. The Rancher. Rancher buddy. Hey, buddy. He's not really that interested. Who man? What do you want, who man? That's right. What do I want? He doesn't know. Checking on the other one. Okay, they're doing well. Okay, there's the cat cam. That cat's annoyed. She's always, that's her natural state. whether she's happy or not. That's her natural state. And she just jumped off the chair. So she is annoyed. Okay, like I said, like I always say, we have a special, I subscribe to a special news service that sends me headlines from the future. So we're going to take a look at those. Headlines from the future. I got to come up with music or something like this. So headlines from the future. Dateline. King Charles signs reality TV deal amid writer's strike. Proof that there's no bottom. King Charles signs deal for a show with Netflix. Harry still says he wants his privacy. So more headlines from the future. Major League Baseball trying to speed up 12-hour games. MLB will try experimenting with rule changes to speed up regular season games, which now run over 12 hours. Commissioner Steve Bartman said in a news conference, if our fans wanted to watch a game that lasts all day and nothing happens, they tune into soccer. And finally, headline from the future. Americans upset with WGA strike threaten to go back to reading. The WGA writer strike has entered its third year. It has many Americans now threatening to resume reading and picking up books. Barnes & Noble stock prices soared upon hearing the news and warned that stores were unprepared for the demand. The good news is that most Americans won't read anything anyway. So there you go. Headlines from the future. Tomorrow's headlines today. Exactly. So everyone, that cat hates you. Yeah, she hates everybody. Everyone. What are these things called? Books you speak of. See, when you kill a tree and you process it, it's the meat. You can grind it up, make paper, and then you can print words on that paper, and it's called a book. Okay, everyone. Thank you for joining in. We're at 1 hour, 12 minutes. It is time to wrap up. Wrap it up. Well, that's an exaggerated headline. So the way games are going now, that's an exaggerated headline. It's from the headline from the future. So who knows? It might come true, might not be true. Oh, I'm glad I could help there. Michael Keller. Everyone, thank you for joining me today. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me. I'd like to thank Michael Keller, Senior Sticks, Clint Matthews, Anthony Way, Anubis T800, Clint Matthews, Ratsky Rabbit, Marty McFly, Michael Bashirs, Anthony Way again, Mr. MH, the other guy there, this other guy here, Sander Hammerslag, the other guy doing the thing, the other guy doing that thing. You're doing that thing you do so well. Everyone. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Have a good day. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Have a good tomorrow. Have a good tonight. Have a good morning, noon, night, whatever you're having. No drinking, no driving. We want to see you back here next week. And take care of yourselves and each other. And as always, we will catch you next time.